So also today we finally installing the LED kit, get the underglow popping. I remember from last time I installed the quick wiring fuse box, and I did all that just so I could put some underglow in and I could attach it without having to drain my battery. So first things first, get your seats off. Y'all know how to do that, and then let's get this thing installed. So opening up the kit, this is what it comes with. It comes with 8 LED pieces. These are what you're gonna mount to get the actual light. It comes with wiring of different lengths. So we got 0.8 meters 3-piece, 1.2 meter 2-piece, and a 1 meter 3-piece. So just keep attention to the sizes when you decide where you're gonna route what and where you're gonna wire what to, just so you know how much you need. It comes with some zip ties, some extra batteries for this remote right here. I guess which is control the lights. This is the brain unit itself that's gonna go into the battery and into the, well, not to the battery, into the box I installed earlier. And notice it has 3 wires, positive, negative, and this white one that you tap into your brake light, so that when you press the brakes, the whole bike turns red. So that should be pretty cool if we do it right. So first things first, before you do anything, you want to take these and go around the bike and figure out where you want to mount them at. Before you do any wiring, just go figure out where you want to put these at. You get 8 pieces. You don't have to use all 8. I'm probably going to use like 7 or 8 just because I like more light, but you don't have to use all 8 pieces. But you do want to figure out where you want to put them before you start doing anything, because that's going to make your life a whole lot easier. Now if you get the same kit as me, make sure you pay attention to the pods. Most of the pods have 2 terminals. One of the pods only have 1 terminal with wires come out of it. That's because this is going to be your terminator piece. So everything else has to link up. This is probably going to be the last piece in that link because nothing else has to attach to it. Remember that. You don't want to pick this up and put it in the middle somewhere and now you can't attach wires. To make this a little easier for me, I am going to go ahead and take off some of the fairings on both sides. Just these 2 pieces on both sides. Just so I have a little more access to the body. And then I have places to tuck my wiring after. So for me, I'm probably going to use all 8 lights. So I'm thinking I'm going to mount one right under here so we get some shine right over the tire. Going off by the side, I'm going to try to get one on each side of here. So probably one on the inside of here, one on the other inside of there of those Ninja fairings. Then I want some right underneath the seat, so I'll probably go right here. There's a piece of flat metal right here. I'll route the wires up. So each side I'll do that on this flat right here. I'm going to come up this way. I'm going to do one right underneath here to illuminate the floor below beneath here. I'm going to run 2 up. I'm going to do one on each side of the back. And then come around, like I said, match it up. One underneath there, one in there. And that should be all 8. As far as where I'm going to start at, I'm going to mount my brain right here. Just sitting around top of my toolkit that they give you with the bike. Eventually I'm going to run these wires into the box to give it power. I gotta find which one is the brake signal wire. I'll attach that to it. But first, let's get all these things mounted on. We'll do a quick check to see if the lights actually turn on, if they work, and then we'll go from there. So for the placement part, make sure y'all get y'all some isopropyl alcohol. Just wipe the spot before you put the pod on. So wipe the spot, take out the 3M tape, stick it on. Ideally, if you have a heat gun, kind of heat it up a little bit too. Give it a good press for a little while. Then this shouldn't go nowhere. So I've already got 2 lights mounted. I got one right up underneath here, and then one inside near the radiator. But before I even do anything else, I want to make sure that the lights are actually working. So I'm gonna connect the head unit over to the quick wiring box. Once I do that, turn the bike on. Use the remote to see the lights turn on. If they do, we're gonna keep on going. If they don't, gotta take a couple steps backwards and see what we messed up at. All right, got it all hooked up. Got the key in. Let's turn it. Bang. You can already see some of the lights are showing. You can see the lights are on. These are working, so I'll put those on well. Alright, so far so good. Let's keep going, right? So I went ahead and placed all my lights. There's one right under here. There's one on the inside of this fairing over here. There's one right at the base of the front wheel right here. There's another one on the inside of this fairing right here. Another one underneath the other side of the driver's seat. One right at the beginning of the tail, so it can shine around to here. And then the final one is underneath my tail tidy. So they're all on, they're all mounted. The wires are in there, so I'm gonna button everything up, put it in, and then later tonight we'll see how they all look. So what I think is the best feature on these lights is the integrated stoplight, meaning whenever the bike is on, whenever the LEDs are on, despite what color is on, whether it's blue, green, yellow, once you hit the brakes, the front brake or the back brake, the entire thing will turn red, so the person behind you knows you're stopping. I think it's a really cool feature, and the way you do it is by tapping this into the signal wire on the tail light. So let's go ahead and do that, and later tonight we'll see how it all looks. I lost light the other day, so I couldn't really show you. But like I was saying, the impressive part about these lights, these LEDs, is if you hook them up right, when you press the brakes, no matter what color it is, the entire LED set turns red so that you're nice and visible on the stop at nighttime. The way you do that, after you hook everything up, you take this little white wire from the box, the LED headlight box, and you connect it. You find your brake harness, your brake light harness. Mine is right here. I use a little T-tap to get into there. And you connect it. For me on the Kawasaki, it's that blue wire right there. So you feed it into here, splice it into that blue wire. However you want to do it, you can solder it. You can do a T-tap, you can do a crimp tap, whatever you want to do, but that's how you do it. I'll put it on. Let me turn this on. The lights turn on. Right now it's green. I'm going to hit the brake, front brake. It turns red. Hit the back brake. It turns red. So that means we got it all set. Everything came out right. I'm going to button it up, and it's cold as hell today, so I'm not going to ride, but when it gets warmer, I'll take it out at nighttime, show y'all what it looks like at night. All right, it's nighttime. I'm going to go ahead and turn the lights on, let y'all see what it looks like. So I keep it purple most of the time, but you know, that's what we're working with. That's what we're working with. Ain't too bad. I ain't want it too loud, you know what I mean? Go ahead and show y'all the brake feature. I'm gonna hit the front brake right now. Turns red. Hit the rear brake. Turns red. I got it on strobe right now, so it's strobing a little bit, but you can turn that off. Bunch of features on the remote, but I think it came out pretty clean. A couple people honked at me and said it looked nice when I was riding back on the highway, so all in all, good little project.